Welcome into a Sunday edition of Inside Cowboys Training Camp presented by Ford here from Oxnard, California. Alongside Mickey Spagnola, I'm Kyle Youmans here from Oxnard, where today it's the final day of installation for Mike McCarthy and his coaching staff, which means, Mickey, we're getting really close to football again.
Sounds that way, and they'll have that Sunday practice. Monday's an off day, total off day for the players. They'll get back on it on Tuesday, but it sounds like, Kyle, on Tuesday they're going to do some prep for the Hall of Fame game, so kind of get the team ready for some of the Pittsburgh Steelers concepts, the games being played on Thursday.
Man, that's exciting. You get into game action, game prep already, and then the preseason, like you said, is here before you know it, and we're going toward the regular season. But talking about some of the preparation that the Cowboys have had, they've had some rotations, they've had some protocols to abide by, but also injuries. Jaylon Smith's been dealing with an elbow ailment, and then also Zach Martin missing a couple of days as well on that offensive line. The depth at offensive line has certainly been an issue in the past. Has that improved over the course of camp so far, or is that still an issue?
I think it's improved at the guard position with Connor McGovern. You got to remember, last year was basically his first training camp with the Cowboys. So he got some games for the first time. He's getting snaps that he normally wouldn't get with the first team. And I think that's good, and I think he's ready to go if indeed they need him at the guard position. I still think the backup tackle position is problematic. It's good that they give Jaylon Smith some time off and test these guys at the left tackle position. Ty Nsekhe was out of practice yesterday, and that gave more opportunities to guys like Josh Ball and Terrence Steele. So when you're talking about the depth there, it still needs to be developed, and somebody needs to win that spot. They need to be better at that spot than they have been the past couple of years.
You mentioned Steele, you mentioned Josh Ball. Brandon Knight also in the mix there as well at the left tackle and right tackle spot for that matter. Has any of those three guys caught your eye at the moment?
No, absolutely not. and they've been working Brandon Knight at the guard position too, but because of numbers on Saturday, he needed to play some tackle. So to me, it's Nsekhe, Ball, and Terrence Steele, who did start about 10, 11 games last year. He struggled, but what would you expect from a rookie, undrafted rookie, that got no offseason and basically no preseason games to play? So that position is still under development.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy talked about most improved linemen over the offseason. Connor McGovern was number one on that list, but he also mentioned Terrence Steele, who was an undrafted free agent out of Texas Tech last year and was thrusted into some starting rotation time. But what about on the defensive side of the football? Who has Dan Quinn said is the most improved, or at least improved since 2020? We'll answer that when we come back on Inside Cowboys Training Camp.
Inside Cowboys Training Camp, presented by Ford, is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Sleep Number. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps everyone from parents to pros improve their performance through quality sleep, only at a Sleep Number store. And by Ford, built for Texas, built for you. This segment is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back here in Oxnard, California for more Inside Cowboys Training Camp driven by Ford. And there's been a lot of talk about the linebacker spot over the course of the offseason, especially for guys like Leighton Vander Esch and Jaylon Smith, who have a really important 2021 coming up here in the next couple of months. But let's start with Jaylon Smith and talk about him for a little bit. What have you seen improvement-wise from one of the starting linebackers?
Well, I think the first improvement is he's playing the linebacker position he needs to play. He's playing middle linebacker. They had him on the weak side last year way too much. That's not his position. He's a downhill linebacker. Now, we haven't seen all-out tackling that much, so that's when you can tell where is he at. The thing that I've been impressed with Jaylon is he seems more engaged with his teammates. He's running around talking to guys, slapping them on the back. I don't remember seeing that from him. So I think the big change with him right now is he's being more of a team player.
That's an awesome thing to hear. And also, Dan Quinn had some awesome things to hear about Jaylon Smith as well. Here's what he said about his improvement heading into Oxnard.
I'd say there's a number of things, but I would say one of the things that's really jumped out to me is I feel like his stride extension has certainly improved. I feel every bit of his speed. There's been a couple of plays that he was flying, and at times I thought maybe those were smaller steps. He's worked extremely hard. Now when he's closing, man, do you feel that speed to go. So I would say that's one of the things for him that I've certainly seen. We're blitzing him more. I think he's a physical player. He's always had a good run and hit factor to him, so that's something I'm looking forward to seeing come to light for him.
Special thanks to Sleep Number for providing our coach audio from Dan Quinn there. And that was one of the biggest knocks against Jaylon Smith was his team speed. And, the team speed, I think, at the linebacker spot has improved. But is this rotation the most intriguing on this roster right now?
Yeah, I think because it's got a lot of depth. And I think when you listen to Dan Quinn, he'll also tell you when he's asked, how are you going to play all these guys? And he said, that's a great thing to have for me to figure out, because he's going to do a lot of matchup stuff. So, whoever starts as the top three guys when they go in their 4-3 formation, it might change when they go to nickel. It might change when it's a big nickel, when you want a faster linebacker maybe that can also cover in the slot. So between Jaylon Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, Micah Parsons, Keanu O'Neal, I think between those four guys, you're going to see a lot of rotations, a lot of different matchups, depending on what the offense presents them.
I definitely think this Cowboys team thinks or believes they have something special going on with what those four have in common. How is Dan Quinn going to call the plays for those four linebackers? He may be an eye in the sky. We'll tell you about it next on Inside Cowboys Training Camp.
This segment was brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Wrapping things up on another edition of Inside Cowboys Training Camp, driven by Ford here from Oxnard. Kyle Youmans alongside Mickey Spagnola. And Mickey, it was a hot-button topic last year when Mike Nolan said he was going to call the plays from the booth, at least for a little bit of the season, because of really the lack of chemistry on that defense. Well, Dan Quinn said the same thing during his press conference the other day. He plans to watch and call the plays from the booth. What do you think about his decision?
You know what? I don't care if he calls from the booth, from the field, from home, as long as they call it right? Whatever he's comfortable doing, whatever improves this defense that struggled mightily all last year. I've seen it work both ways for defensive coordinators on the field, in the booth. The good thing, if he goes in the booth, then he's got George Edwards on the field, and George has basically taken over the linebacker spot, and he's previously been a defensive coordinator and a couple other spots. So you've got a guy that's run a defense on your staff on the field, taking care of the linebacker position. So I'm fine with it because he's got some experience on the sideline.
He was a part of a veteran staff up in Seattle. Now he has a veteran staff on the field here in Dallas. But what are some of the positives of having him up top, seeing the defense?
Yeah, obviously you see the game better, right? I don't know if you've ever had to watch a game from the sideline, but you just can't see what's going on. And especially with the confusion on your sideline with so many people around. So when you're up top, you're seeing the all 22. You get a better idea of what the offenses do. And until they turn the communication deal off at 15 seconds, he can probably look at a formation and better tell what the offense is getting ready to do before they turn off his headset.
It certainly seems like Dan Quinn thinks it's an advantage for his defense and that they may be able to take advantage and improve this defense because of his ability to see from the bird's eye view. He's Mickey Spagnola. I'm Kyle Youmans. Once again, that'll do it for us here for another edition of Inside Cowboys Training Camp, driven by Ford. Plenty more to come here from Oxnard, California, and a busy week for these Dallas Cowboys as the Hall of Fame game in the preseason kicks off Thursday.
Inside Cowboys Training Camp, presented by Ford, was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Sleep Number. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps everyone from parents to pros improve their performance through quality sleep. Only at a Sleep Number store. And by Ford. Built for Texas, built for you.